Hello everyone and welcome back to another Arabic lesson. This is lesson number 9. So today we have 3 more letters to learn, and the first one is the letter fa. This is how you write it. It's a loop with a curve and a dot. So this is the letter fa. The pronunciation is fa. It's like the English F. Fa. So, with different علامات تشكيل, we would say fa, fu, fi. Fa, fu, fi. So, how would you write that in a word? Let's see. So, at the beginning of the word, you go with a curve, with a loop, and you add a dot, and you connect it to wherever comes next. In the middle of the word, you will have something coming from the front, then you loop and connect. At the end of the word, you have something coming from the front, you go, you loop, you have the curve, and you have the dot. So this is the letter fa. Nothing fancy, it's really simple. And the pronunciation is simple too. So, let's go to the next letter, which is not so trivial. The letter's name is qaf, and it looks like this. Kind of like the fa, but with 2 dots, and the curve goes below the line. Now, the pronunciation is a bit hard. It's qa, not ka, it's qa. There's a difference, and I'll show it to you later in this video. So, let's go and say it with different علامات تشكيل. It would be qa, qu, qi, qa, qu, qi. So, how would you write that in a word? Let's see. In the beginning of the word, you would have it like the fa. A curve, a loop with a curve, but 2 dots on top. In the middle of the word, it would be something coming from the front, you loop, and you have 2 dots on top. In the end of the word, you have something coming from the front, you go, you loop, you go below the line with a curve, and you have 2 dots. So this is qa. The letter qaf, the pronunciation is qa. Now, let's go to the next letter, which sounds a bit close to this letter, but you have to distinguish between them when you say it, because there's a big difference. Now, the next one is a letter that you saw before in the first lesson. It's the letter ka. So the name is kaf, the pronunciation is ka. It's like the English K. And with different علامات تشكيل, it would be ka, ku, ki, nothing fancy. Ka, ku, ki, very simple. Now, how would you write it in a word? Let's see. The normal way to write this letter would be something like this. Straight line, a curve like this, then you connect to whatever comes back behind. There's actually different ways to write this letter depending on what comes next, but This way works with everything. The next, okay, so in the middle of the word we have something connecting to the front. Then here's two ways to write it. You can go with the same way you did with the front of the word. So go stick, curve, make sure you connect it to the line coming from the front, and continue. Another way is to have something in front, then you go just have a stick like this, go down, continue, and afterwards you would add this this line like that. Although I prefer the first one, the second one is also correct. So in the end of the word you would have something connecting from the front, then you write the normal shape of the letter, and that like in the alphabets. Another way to write that, which people usually do when they're handwriting, is instead of this shape, which is called Hamza, they just have a swirl, you know. So this is the letter Kaf. Now I'll just tell you very what's the difference between the Qa and Ka. Very fast. I'm just going to emphasize the fact that you have to pronounce these letters correctly, because if you pronounce it not good, then they're saying something different. I'll give you an example. Well, if I say قل, this is a verb that a tense of the verb where you order someone. So the meaning of the word قل is say, as if you're telling someone to say something. So you tell him قل. Now if you say كل, which looks like this, well, when you say kul instead of qul, you're saying eat. You're ordering someone to eat. So there's a big difference when you say qul, which means say something, and kul, which means eat. So just to emphasize the importance of pronouncing these letters correctly. Now I'm going to have lessons where I distinguish between different letters in the alphabet and what happens if you pronounce one not correctly. Anyway, this is all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Fast recap. Today we learned the letter fa, qaf, which is qa, and kaf, which is ka. Thank you for watching the video, and see you soon.